Obstruction is very quickly becoming the name of the game because Donald Trump is now officially refusing to cooperate with the House's impeachment inquiry. We will talk about what this means. We will talk about what will happen next, which is really the most important question. I told you before that there are just too many differences between Bill Clinton's impeachment and Donald Trump's impeachment to really draw relevant parallels in terms of the course that they might take, the outcome that they might have. Bill Clinton's impeachment was over lying about an affair. Donald Trump's is over borderline treasonous behavior. Clinton wasn't tweeting all day about it. Donald Trump is. Clinton didn't have something equivalent to Fox News and right-wing radio and the social media echo chambers that Donald Trump has. Clinton cooperated with the inquiry while Trump was always likely not to, and now we know that he will not. The White House said yesterday it will not cooperate with this impeachment inquiry, period. They said this in a letter of 8 or 9 pages of length, where he calls the entire thing unconstitutional, despite, of course, impeachment being enshrined in the founding documents of the United States of America. The letter is filled with complete non-arguments about why he will not be participating. And this is now going to set up a major battle with Democrats in the House. This is like telling the police, no, you are not allowed to investigate me. I don't participate, and I think you investigating my possible crimes is harassment at the highest level. If you did that, the police, through the courts, would enforce their right to investigate. And the question now is, will the House enforce its right to investigate? But it's actually more simply, will the subpoenas even start? If the subpoenas start, will the subpoenas be enforced? Because you can subpoena anybody you want, and a court can even say you must abide by the subpoena, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump's lawyer, whoever. But what if you just ignore that court decision? What if you ignore that court's decree? So far, there have been no consequences to Donald Trump or others that he's directed to ignore requests and subpoenas. And unless that changes, Trump's going to get away with this. This is actually, we were told about there could be a constitutional crisis. This is actually a constitutional crisis. You need to understand that. It's not a hypothetical one. It is one right now. There is no legal basis for Donald Trump's position that a co-equal branch of government using its investigative power is unconstitutional. There is no legal basis for ignoring requests from such a constitutional inquiry. You can make the argument that Trump not cooperating in and of itself is actually an impeachable act. You could make the argument that the specifics of the Ukraine fiasco that are being adjudicated, presumably by the impeachment inquiry, become secondary to what is clearly the impeachable action of not cooperating with a legal constitutional inquiry conducted by the power vested in a co-equal branch of government. And do you know why Trump and his lawyers are doing this? I mean, you need only look at the last 2.5 years. It's worked so far. They suspect, and they're not crazy to suspect it, that based on how things have gone the last 2 years, that ultimately they will not be forced to participate or to face consequences, rather, if they are told to participate, but decide not to anyway. So why not try this? My sense is, and in reading a lot of legal opinion about this over the last couple of days, my sense is that even if Trump doesn't get the gravity of the situation that he's facing here, that his attorneys do get it. And so they have made a strategic decision that, hey, just not going along with this stuff has served us pretty well. We got Trump out of having to meet with Mueller in person, and instead he answered questions in writing, bogus answers. I mean, deceptive answers, incomplete answers, answers that by any normal assessment we would say are untruths in many ways. And he got away with it. So this is obviously the right decision that one would make if so far they've gotten away with just not participating, getting in the way, not doing the thing. So we've got a constitutional crisis here. We will soon see whether it will be resolved in accordance with the Constitution. And we will, I mean, listen, the most important thing at this point is going to be, are Democrats going to get it together and do everything that they can to force compliance with this investigation. Trump may still ignore it. Trump may still not participate, but Democrats need to start using their subpoena power. They need to start looking at holding people in contempt. There is a mechanism for doing this. We've not even really discussed it because it seems so remote. The idea is so remote to me that we would actually see contempt, people held in contempt by their refusal to participate. But this is the conversation we're having. It is a constitutional crisis right now, not at some point in the future. Let me know on Twitter or in the YouTube comments. Please tell me what you think the end result will be of Donald Trump saying, we are simply not going to participate.